Hello and welcome back to our series on writing better research papers. I'm Jason Pratt, coordinator of reading and writing services, and today's video is about using the cause-effect approach in your research paper. The cause-effect approach is, just as I mentioned in the last video, one of many different ways that you can approach your writing, but it offers you a lot of advantages and it sort of makes many topics a lot easier to write about. Something to remember right off the bat is, rather than just thinking about it as cause-effect, causes are reasons why. They're motivations. Why do we do things? Why do groups of people think a certain way, act a certain way, do certain things? And effects can be positive or negative. They could be benefits. They could be drawbacks. They could be dangers. They could be advantages. They could be disadvantages. So when you think of that in a more specific way, it helps you approach your topic because, as you'll see on the next slide, you can take those concepts of benefits, drawbacks, dangers, and apply them to your topic, and it'll help you get to a clear thesis statement and therefore a clear organization for your paper. So let's say, for example, we wanted to write about horror films. We're into that genre, we enjoy horror films, and so we decide to apply the cause-effect approach to that particular topic. Below are many different papers that you could write using horror films from a cause-effect approach that would be very different from each other. For example, the first one, why you should avoid watching horror films. Notice right there, we know, just if that were the title of the paper, we know what the thesis of that writer is, that we should avoid watching horror films. And because the paper is titled Why, we expect to see the reasons why, or read about the reasons why we should avoid watching horror films. Some other possible angles you could take. The benefits of watching horror films. Very different paper, completely opposite from the first one. The impact of horror films on adult behavior. So this is focusing specifically on a particular type of impact. We don't know if it's positive or negative yet. That might be something we research, but we're focused specifically on adult behavior. You could also focus on adolescent behavior, different paper. Why we enjoy watching horror films. That's sort of the motivation. What is it about horror films? There's a famous Stephen King essay titled something very similar to that, Why We Love Horror Films. The effects of violent horror films on viewers. So this is kind of a general thing. It's similar to the third one, but it's more the effects of violent horror films, a different type of horror film. Not all films in the horror genre are violent necessarily, so we're focusing on a specific subset of them. Or we could say how horror films are changing our psychology. So again, we're focused now on how we think, how we feel, these types of things, and how horror films specifically play into that. So just in this brief brainstorming session, we were able to come up with 6 different approaches that would yield 6 very different papers, all from the topic of horror films. So when you're choosing a cause-effect topic, remember that not every topic lends itself to every approach, and not every approach lends itself to every topic as well as some other ones might. So for example, I've made a list here of possible topics. I won't go into every single one, but you can just do a quick Google search even on cause-effect topics if you're ever assigned a paper in this genre, or if you're still trying to think of a topic for a research paper and you think cause-effect is intriguing, but I'm not sure which topic I would like to use. You know, some things, for example, that are school-related. Remember, causes and effects of stress, procrastination, sleep deprivation, time management. So when you're thinking of sleep deprivation, maybe it's the effects of sleep deprivation on college students. Now you have a paper. So that's what you want to do, is you want to put these pieces together like a puzzle so that you have the approach, the topic, and then the group that is either being affected by or motivated by that particular topic. So I hope you found this video helpful, and hopefully next time you're looking for a topic for a research paper, you give cause-effect a little bit of thought, because it can really make writing the paper easier and more straightforward. As I mentioned, we're going to be releasing videos on all the other approaches as well, so stay tuned for those. And as always, if you need further assistance, please contact us in the Writing Center. The instructions are listed here on this slide, or you can always email me at jpratt@niagara.edu if you have a short writing question. Thank you, and we'll see you again soon.